To talk about today is the mental aspect of healing. I think it's a very important part that's been really missed in a lot of our healing modalities. We tend to stick on the physical, or we tend to stick with a lot of these new age techniques that don't really get to the heart of the matter. They might ease the symptoms for a little while, but they're not going to be the thing that actually replaces what's driving behavior. So that's the biggest part about it, is what we have to ask ourselves: what is driving our behavior? And that's our subconscious mind. The reason our subconscious mind drives our behavior is, one, it would just take too much mental energy to try to make all those micro decisions throughout the day. But the other part of it is our ego. And the ego is the part of our personality that wants to protect who we are and keep us alive. And the way it does that is by providing a predictable, consistent experience in our life, even if that experience is painful. So that's kind of how the ego operates through the subconscious. And the way the subconscious works is through the thoughts that we think and the experiences that we have. So what happens is, when we have an experience, we have a thought and emotion based on that experience, and that is what feeds our subconscious and tells our ego how to behave in the future. So what happens with all of us is, very early on in our life, in our childhood, we have these traumatic experiences, parents, family members, bullies, things like that. So what happens is, we make choices based on those experiences early on. They become unconscious choices, and yet our behavior still attributes to this day those choices that happened back then. That's why it's very important to go really back into the past in your life and look at what happened to you, and not from a judgmental, emotional way, but just a way to kind of dig through all the garbage and kind of see, where your life is at today because of those things that happened back then. And then what we want to do with that is, we also want to think new thoughts, because that's how it's going to feed our subconscious. When we start to do this, what's going to happen is, we're going to start to run into some resistance. It's called inner work for a reason, not inner peace. The inner peace comes after the inner work. We got to do the inner work first. So a big part of that inner work is going in and, one, reprogramming the subconscious, but looking into how we program the subconscious in the first place. And when we do that, what it's going to do is, it's going to allow us to free up a lot of mental and emotional capital. And it's going to allow us to have that desirable life that we've wanted to have, that we haven't been having, and we wonder why, and that's a big part of it. New age things, sound healing and acupuncture and yoga and all these stuff, they help, but only if we're doing this other inner work at the same time. Because what happens is, the subconscious also imprints the nervous system with its behaviors, and the nervous system is going to stay that way too. So what we have to do is reset the nervous system. There's a physical way to do that. I'll get over that in another video. But the mental way is by telling ourselves new things, peaceful thoughts, calm thoughts. If you have trouble sleeping, you start telling yourself, "Oh, I'm going to sleep so good tonight." And what's going to happen is, you're going to feel that resistance at first, because your subconscious is not used to new information. But as you keep feeding that new information, it becomes old information, and then a lot of these processes become automatic. That's kind of one of the best parts about doing a lot of this inner work, is sometimes you won't even notice it's occurring under the surface until you look back and you go, "Whoa, this last 3 months of my life has been completely different." So I hope that helps kind of dig into the mental aspect of things. I'll start getting into other aspects in the other videos, and we'll dig deeper into this mental topic. But this gives you something to chew on, and I hope that you would ask any questions in the comments. Let's dig deep into your personal experiences a little further. That's what I'm here to do. Thank you.